Hi again. So I wanted to, obviously talk about Halloweekend. That was probably the funniest thing ever, that whole experience. So basically I got a VIP pass, which I have here. It has all the dates in the back. And I was able, so with that I got to have a early entry, but as you saw in the previous clip that I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna be the first one there. So I really was. I was supposed to be meeting my friend, but she was trying her best to try to get there on time, but she couldn't. So meanwhile, I'm just there in front of the venue by myself. So as I was waiting, I saw two other people, and I made sure to sit by the door, and I just sat there. It was probably about 8 in the morning by then. So I was able to, like, the security guard was a jerk at this theater. Meanwhile, now I'm sitting by the door, and the sun is high and rising, and it's really, really hot. But meanwhile, I am waiting. I'm still waiting for my friend. No, my friend was there, and I'm talking to these other people too. And they point at the door, the glass door that I'm sitting by, that has a weird reflection. If you're at a certain angle, you can only see some things that's going on inside. So my friend was like, dude, I see someone watching us. And I'm like, okay. And so then I turn around to go see, and I'm facing the door, and I'm like, someone is watching us. And I'm just like staring at this person, right? And then next thing you know, this person, they did a peace sign. No, we waved, and they did a peace sign, and then he turned around. And meanwhile, I'm like, just responding normal, waving, thinking whatever. And that moment when he turned around, I saw all of his star tattoos and everything. I was like, oh my god, that was actually pretty. But meanwhile, my friends next to me, they're over here wondering, Isis, what are you looking at? Isis, who are you waving at? What's going on? Like, they were confused. And I was like, after he actually walked away, like away from the doors, I was like, dude, that was actually pretty. They like freaked out. They're like, what? Why didn't you say anything? And I'm like, I don't know. So I was like pretty accomplished after that. And then so then after that, I walked down the way to whatever. So anyways, meanwhile, when I came back, my friend was like, hey, I actually came back out. He waved at us again. I was like, was he inside the venue or outside the venue? Because if he was outside the venue, I would have probably been upset at myself. But they're like, no, he's inside the venue. And I was like, oh, okay. So, whatever. So then I was like, alright, well, that's cool. After that, we were still sitting around, and I spoke to like the first 50 people in line. I don't know why or whatever. I don't remember. But I spoke to the first 50 people in line. Meanwhile, my sister, oh, this is why. My sister, she told me, you need to start a number system. Because the lines are going to start moving around, and then, you have to remember what spot you were in line. Well, I'm like, alright, that's a good idea. So I spoke to the first 50 people, and I told them, this is what we're doing. So I walked around with a pen and had them write the number in line. Of course, I had number 1 on my hand, and then everyone behind me was in order. So, because I spoke to them, and the line started moving around, they like just automatically let me go in front of the line. So that was cool. So I went through the meet and greet, and afterwards, I met up with one of my awesome friends, and we spoke about what you're gonna see in the upcoming clips. So there's captioning, and if you listen closely, you can hear or whatever, but this is what happened. So yeah.
What? Seriously? Oh, sorry. Oh, that's actually embarrassing.
What's your name?
Isis? Nice to meet you. Thanks.
I feel alive inside. I won't be terrorized. I'll take all the blame. This heart of fire is burning brown. I am every dream you lost and never.
I believe. What? Isis Chaos? Yeah, you tried to be quiet.
This heart of fire is stronger now. Build your walls, but you can't keep me out. I'll burn.
That's her too.
This gentleman real fast.